Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing V-Series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over their trout food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty rare that I shop at this particular place, but change of pace. Anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It is my Above Snake shirt. Which, if you're unfamiliar with the band Above Snakes, that's probably somewhat reasonable. They've been around for a little bit now. You know, they've been trucking along doing their stuff. I actually only became aware of them last year. They were on tour with another band that I really like called Killer's Confession. They were one of the opening bands, and I really fucking enjoyed their stuff, man. Like, they were super cool. Sort of part of kind of like the nu metal revival scene, you know, so that whole kind of atmosphere and, you know, energy, which I'm a big fan of. And then on top of that, after everything was said and done, spent a little time, you know, chatting with some of the members and stuff. They were very cool guys. Got a picture with them. It was pretty neat. I even went over there. I got some videos of their performances. Those videos are on this channel as well, just in case maybe you're interested. I do highly recommend checking out these guys. Like, they're very talented, very cool, you know, and again, it was great to, being a you know, classic nu metal fan from back in the day, it's cool to see these bands come up now and, you know, sort of reinvigorating that scene. But anyway, what am I trying for your day, folks? What are we doing here? Where is it from that I usually don't go to? Boom! It's a sandwich from Meijer. So yes, this is from Crafted Market by Meijer. Meijer's a brand of like supermarkets and stuff. I do not usually go to Meijer because there's none that close to me. But in this particular instance, I had reason to be in the area. I decided to stop off. And turns out that they have sub sandwiches. If you watch my channel, you already know what's coming. But I have to preface it 3 things because it is a sub sandwich review. Number 1, for over a year now, probably 2 years now if I'm being realistic, I have been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches of any variety. I've been trying them, I've been reviewing them, and I've been posting them here to YouTube. Second thing, not only do I post them to YouTube, I'm such a nice guy, I go over there, I actually post them in their own specific playlist. That playlist is called Subs for Subs. So if you enjoy my sub sandwich content, first of all, thank you very much. Secondly, it is all in that one location. At the time I'm doing this, I have well over 100 sub sandwich reviews. It's a lot of sub sandwiches. But, and this is where number 3 kicks in, if that's not enough sub sandwich goodness for you, it's okay. Maybe you're greedy. I like it. All you have to do, wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. I've been consistent with it ever since I went over there and I came up with the idea. So yeah, typically you're going to get like 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, sometimes 1 sub sandwich reviews on Sunday. So, let's get to the sub sandwich and review. Like I said, this is from Meijer. This is their Italian sub sandwich. If you watch my sub sandwich reviews, you know I always like to use the Italian sub sandwich as like my, you know, my goalpost. You know, if they can do that right. So, let's take it out. And does it have a list of ingredients? It does, but it's all like way too much stuff, so we're just going to bypass that. Okay. So it looks like this. I mean, you know, say what you will. It's a pre-made sub, but sure. Looks like we got some provolone. We definitely got some salami, some pepperoni, some ham. But okay, but here's a point of contention right here. Look at where the ham is. Like, it's not spread out at all. It's literally just all in the middle. Yeah, they definitely cheaped out on the ham. That's a huge fucking... And it's not like they had to. I mean, I get it. It kind of makes the ham thicker in the middle. But, like, look. You could have just done that. And as for the sub bread, yeah, I mean, I don't know how great it's going to be. There's no oil. There's no anything else. No veg. So, let's give it a go. Alright, well, I'll say this. Far and away, it is not the worst pre-made sub I've ever had. Not even close. I mean, flat out, it's nothing special, and it's not, it's not the best representation of a proper Italian sub. Never was going to be. When you don't have the veg, when you don't have the oil, you're just getting some of the basic remnants of the Italian sub experience. But if you use decent enough ingredients, you can kind of get away with it to a certain extent. In this case, I will say, despite the fact that you're not getting a lot, if we're being honest, again, I think that's why they kind of fluff up the ham in the middle. What you do get does taste okay. Like the salami and the pepperoni, they're both doing a good job of, being nice, salty, delicious meats. Even the provolone, which typically in a pre-made sub, if anything is going to be pretty much a waste of time, it's the cheese. It just usually doesn't translate well. Provolone actually does taste pretty good in this. Now, I mean, so the thing is, when I review these pre-made like supermarket subs and stuff, I have to go over there. I have to kind of be a little bit realistic when it comes to, what I'm going to be presented with. I know that they're not going to be as good as like a proper deli. I know that most of them aren't even going to be as good as, going to like a chain location, your Subways and stuff. They're fairly basic. Put them out there. They're available if you want to go over there and grab one while you're shopping. That's fine. But there are definitely different tiers. And I have had some, and I've reviewed them on the show, that have been actually pretty proper. Like, actually pretty dang good for what they are. In this case, I'm going to say, again, it's not going to be up there. It's not going to, qualify with a proper deli sub or anything. But I am going to say that in terms of pre-made subs that I've had, it is on the better side of the equation than the worst. Everything, I mean, again, you're not getting the whole experience, but what is there is pretty flavorful. Even with, again, you get quite a bit of bread and not that much meat. Like, yeah, it's not as vibrant and wonderful as, a proper Italian sub would be if it were made, again, in like a deli or something. But I will give it a fair amount of credit. I didn't expect it to be that good. And, well, again, it's, not even close to my favorite sub. It's not even the best pre-made sub that I've ever had. What was it? Mariano's, maybe? Or no, Angelo Caputo's. They actually get them from like a proper bakery. They're pre-made, but like they're made from a proper bakery. That was probably the best one I've had. This one, not as good as that, but yeah, I'll give it a fair amount of respect for what it is. Now, all that said, folks, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Well, I mean, I'll say this. I ain't driving all the way out to Meijer to get it again. It's definitely not worth that. But I'm going to go with maybe and sure-ish. For me personally, I don't have a lot of reason to return back to this unless I happen to be at Meijer specifically. If I'm at Meijer specifically and I'm hungry, maybe. I probably would just go to an actual sub place if I really wanted it. But this isn't bad. It's pretty reasonable for what it is. I can kind of get down with it. So I could see grabbing it, again, if I were at Meijer again. But I'm not traveling for it. That's what comes down to that. If I'm recommending it to people, again, sure. If you're fortunate enough to be in a situation where you have access to better sub sandwiches, go do that. But if you are in a spot, maybe it's, late at night, or, like you said, maybe you're just doing your shopping or something like that, and you just want to grab something, this is pretty reasonable. You could go over there and pick this up and not feel entirely dissatisfied. Again, I gotta emphasize, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as, like, the proper stuff, but it's Pretty tasty for what it is. All the meats taste like the meats are supposed to. I was surprised that the provolone actually tasted pretty good. The bread is a little bit meh, but it's, it's workable. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper Italian sub sandwich-tastic rest of your life. Hopefully you're fortunate where you have access to that, and it's wonderful. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. Try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating, just bullshit sometimes. And when we find ourselves in those situations, it's important we go over there. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to hit me up in the comments and be like, Brandon, if you want a really good pre-made sub, you have to go to this particular, supermarket chain. I'll be like, all right, well, I'll look into it. Maybe Butera, right? I don't even know if Butera's around anymore. We had one when I was a kid growing up. Well, no, when I was a kid growing up, it was an Eagle, and then it got bought out by Butera, and then it was Butera for a while, and then now it's nothing, I believe. I don't think it actually has anything in that location now, sadly. But maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll look to see if there's any Buteras around, and I'll see if I can go over there and try one out, and then I can do it on the show, and then maybe it'll be amazing, and then I'll just be like, hey, Butera, everybody should go get your subs. And then they'll be like, yay! And then maybe they'll go over there and hire me to be their, mascot or something. Woo! Or conversely. But no, if you do ever do any recommendations, sub sandwich-wise or otherwise, please, always comment them, please. I can't always get to them, but I do try. Anyway, bye!